Okay, I want to talk about a close that is becoming a little bit harder to get past, especially with the industry becoming so competitive. When you really look at how many automotive manufacturers there are out there and how everybody's trying to build a vehicle that sets that new standard, consumers today really do have a lot more options. So when they tell you, yes, I would still like to shop around and look at other vehicles, you're my first spot, it's becoming a little more understandable. But don't be naive enough to think that they haven't done a lot of their shopping online already, and that maybe you really aren't the first store that they stopped into. It just is it's an easy way for them to tell you that they still want to weigh out other options. And when you look at an automotive industry and you really think about those fears and those stereotypes and those perceptions that a customer has before they walk in those store, it is completely understandable that they might want to try and see what else is out there because they don't want to commit to a bad decision. Let's face it. Cars cost money. They don't exactly gain in value. Every time you make a payment, every month you drive it, every day you drive it, it depreciates more in value. And they also want to make sure they're getting the best decision out there. And with as many options there are for consumers to really think about, it does make sense for them to at least want to know that at the end of the day, they made the right decision. Does not change the fact that if a customer leaves, and you haven't done everything you can to provide them with as much information and much security that you're the right person to do business with, your job is going to be that much harder. Because if they do leave, the likelihood of them coming back is slim to none, unless you've done everything that you can. So I want to try and present an idea, okay, that might help you get past their need to look around, but at the same time, if they still leave, you've provided them with enough information that when you call them the next day, they're probably going to answer your phone call. If you resort to going to an aggressive close and you don't get it, chances are you hurt your opportunity to try and call them again tomorrow and get them to pay attention to you. So empathy. Always show empathy and understand the reason why they might want to shop around. Remember, every customer makes a decision based on emotional buying motives. And every customer's emotional buying motive is driven by certain virtues that automotive vehicle is designed around. Safety, fuel, performance, comfort, quality, convenience, warranty, price. Everybody has a different definition of what those features mean to them. The idea is to draw out those features, and hopefully you've done that with your introduction. You're identifying, create a need, problem, or desire. You're presenting the solution, your overall presentation of the product, and now you've got a challenge against the close. So ask them, Mr. Customer, I completely understand you want to shop around. With as many competitive vehicles that are out there in the industry, I would want to make sure I knew all my options as well. If you don't mind me asking, what other type of vehicles are you hoping to compare, we'll call ours the Sonata, against? And in most cases, they may not have an answer ready for you, okay? And if they do, then they're going to tell you. If they don't, suggest some. Well, are you going to hopefully compare the Sonata to the Camry? What about the Accord? What about the Chevy Malibu? Throw a few options out there and ask them to answer them for you. And then write them across the top. And then here's the deal. Don't have the sheet ready for you. Be able to pull this out in a notebook, because if you have a sheet ready for you, it looks like a scripted way to close things. Just have a notepad and whip the notepad out. Write all these down. Write this down. Kind of draw lines across, okay? And then ask the customer. So here's what I would like you to pay attention to. When you shop these other vehicles, you're obviously going to hopefully find something different that you like more on these cars that you didn't find on the Sonata, right? That's what the whole point of going to look at them for. So I just want to maybe bring some awareness of where the Sonata may stack up against these other cars based on these virtues. Is that okay? Yes. On a scale of 1 to 10, knowing eye safety is important to you, knowing that you've got to occasionally pick up your kids from school, you do some commuting around, yeah, this might not be the everyday car for the family, but even though we looked at all the safety features that will still protect you from any accident that could happen, and you and your family as well, right? On a scale of 1 to 10, how do you feel the Sonata ranked as far as safety goes? Now remember, it did receive top honors from the National Highway Traffic Safety Association. So would you say 10 is fair? Yes. They may agree with you. Now, I can tell you that the Camry, the Accord, the Malibu all have a lot of the same similar safety features and have all been recognized from different critics for having top safety honors. So they're probably equal across the board when it comes to safety. I don't know that you're going to find many significant different safety features on there, but the Sonata was recognized by the National Highway Traffic Safety Association. Fuel efficiency. I can confidently tell you that after doing all of my research, we looked at the 4-cylinder, right? We looked at the one that's getting on the high side of 35 miles per gallon, that there are no other cars out there that compete against it. It did receive highest in class. Your opinion, on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you feel the Sonata ranked in fuel efficiency, and how do you feel is it going to benefit your lifestyle? Is it good enough, or could it be better? It's good enough, so probably give it a 10, right? Performance. You drove it. That 198 horsepower, is that good enough for you? Because none of these other cars can come close to that kind of performance. But is that good enough for you? All right, so we're going to get a 10. Now remember, they didn't get that. Comfort. You drove it, not me. Was it comfortable? Were all of the features and all of the dash components, were all the buttons, or did they feel convenient for you? I mean, as far as your everyday driving habits, when you're putting your coffee in the center console, reaching around to the back seat, the visibility around the windows, how was that car for your everyday driving experience? How did you like it? Scale of 1 to 10. Give me a number. 8? Okay. Can't really speak on these because that's going to be up to you. Quality. Well, I could tell you that there is absolutely no denying the Camry and the Accord. All right? They're tried and true. They've been put through the test. They've been put through the ringer, and they've been becoming as one of the most consistent quality ratings that are out there. Obviously, Toyota's had a bit of a history, but right now the Sonata has been recognized significantly by Consumer Reports and consumer reviews. So why don't we give both of those companies a 10? Does that sound fair? And you know, Malibu, it's a good car, but it hasn't been recognized like these other three. Does that sound fair? Absolutely. Convenience. You drove it. Looked at the trunk. I can tell you the trunk opening is bigger than all three of these. The backseat passengers, you know, I mean, you tell me, you drove it. How was it for you? Looking at all the stuff that we do, can you see the convenience features and how they may value your lifestyle? Yes? On a scale of 1 to 10, what do you say? Maybe an 8? Warranty. Well, 3-year 36, 3-year 36, 3-year 36, 5-year 60, 10-year 100,000 powertrain, 5-year unlimited mile roadside assistance. Which one has a better warranty? 10. Do these cars even come close? Now, price point. I think if you look at it, you'll kind of see that you've created a tremendous amount of value. So when you drive these other vehicles, is comfort and convenience, knowing that you ranked these two cars as well as you did, really going to be a factor when you go to look at the other cars? Because we looked at the other features and they're not showing any difference. So as comfort and convenience, is it something that's really going to be a different feature for? I mean, I'm sorry, is that going to be a deciding factor for you? Are you really hoping that they're going to be that much more comfortable to compromise this, 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 and this? You tell me. Chances are they're going to say, well, no. So we come down to price. Are you hoping to find them significantly less in price? Is that what you're hoping to find? They may probably tell you yes. Well, let me ask you a question. Recognizing everything that you stated about the Sonata, knowing that it's International Car of the Year, it's got top safety honors, there is no other car that's going to save you as much money in gas as this will. There's no other car that's going to duplicate the performance, no other car that's going to protect you as long as it did. Could you sit there and say that spending an extra $1,000 on the Sonata to get all that, does that make sense? They may say no, but they may say, I still want to see a deal. It's okay, I'm just asking if you feel there's value in there. What if the Sonata cost $500 less? What if the Sonata cost the same? Well, which would you choose then? If all cars were sitting right next to each other and they cost exactly the same, which car would you choose? They may say, well, I'd obviously take the Sonata. Well, what if I could show you that the Sonata is less expensive than the Camry, less expensive than the Accord, and less expensive than the Malibu, and still get you more? Would you still feel the need to look around? Well, we got them here. Why don't we move forward? Or at least you set the tone, and now they're going to pay attention to some things that they weren't paying attention to before. So that is a decent way to go after the I want to shop around for clothes. There's certainly other techniques. This is just a quick idea to get you down that you've got to break down the emotional buying motives. Don't just let them leave, because they might not come back because you haven't done anything to earn them. If they say something along the lines of, I just want to shop around, you have got to show empathy that that may be a legitimate reason, but it also may just be a stall because they don't want to commit to anything today. Because flat out, you have not earned their commitment. In order to get them to say yes, you have got to earn it. Okay? If you have any questions, comments, other scenarios, other ideas that you may have, please leave comments below. I'd appreciate it. Thank you.